Hey guys, I am excited. I just booked my appointment to get my Inside of You tattoo. I'm gonna get it right here on my wrist. And it's gonna be Inside of You, written like that so I can turn and look at it. And other people can read it. And people ask, like, why are you gonna get a podcast name tattooed on your arm? This podcast has done more for my mental health than anybody could possibly know. About a month or two ago, it's a very dark and twisty place in my head, and the podcast really helped. I was just telling the story to a friend last night. We had a couple friends over, and I actually shared a couple episodes of the podcast with those guys. I sent the Richard Marx one to my friend that's his kind of music, and he said he really enjoyed it and he loved Michael. He's like, man, I think the host is great. Like, he's awesome. I was like, well, try another podcast. Listen to another episode of this and see what you think. But he really enjoyed it. And then I sent the Eli Roth, can't talk, to another friend of mine who's a big horror fan, and we actually spent a lot of time last night just chatting, and kind of just getting to, we've known each other forever, but getting to know each other on a deeper level, because we're both working on ourselves right now, which is really cool. And so I sent him the Eli Roth episode, and I sent him and his wife both the second Zachary Levi episode, because all of Zachary Levi's episodes are fucking amazing. Pardon my French, but they are. The analogy that he uses really helped me, and I found his book, and I'm in the process of listening to his book, and his book is, oh God, it's life-changing. But he talks about how he grew up in his life, and how his life took a dark turn and he almost wasn't here. And just listening to that, and how he went through and, has gotten help, and it's inspired me. And I, how now have my therapist, Tina, she's amazing. I love her. I got her through BetterHelp.com, which I heard about from the podcast, Inside of You podcast and Talkville podcast, which, hey, I'm wearing my new Talkville hoodie. Yes, I had one. I have another one. Don't judge me, okay? Since I've been losing my weight, my other one is a little too big. I'm like, well, I need another one, because I had the DTs today. I had to put that one in the wash machine, and I didn't have my Talkville hoodie on, because they're so soft and they're so comfortable. I wear mine every day, and I love to work out in them. They're amazing to work out in. So I needed another one in a size smaller, so I got the white one this time. And I got a t-shirt. I got the black logo t-shirt in a size smaller, because I'm losing all this weight, y'all. It's amazing. I'm so proud of myself. But anyway, so yeah, I sent my people this podcast, the Zach Levi ones, because they're just amazing. So good. And the analogy he uses, I will do my best to say it correctly. Y'all just need to go listen to him. Everybody go subscribe to Inside of You. And I suggest listening to all of them, because some people I had never heard of. I'm like, well, I'm not sure, but I listened to it and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I now know this person and stuff they've gone through and different techniques they use for their mental health and anxiety and depression and all those things. But the Zachary Levi one, he talks about, imagine when a baby is born, it's like an aluminum can that's just come from the factory. There's no scratches, no dents, no marks, no bends, no anything. It's perfect. But as it goes on through the process, you get a little dented, a little scratched, a little dinged up. And sometimes you just get completely crushed and flattened. But the good thing is that can go to the recycling center and become a brand new can, fresh and shiny. And that's what therapy does. Makes it fresh, makes you fresh and shiny. And it helps you polish out those rough spots and get out those dents. And it's just, I'm gonna tell you, that analogy, it hit me. I cried. And so yeah, that's why I'm getting the Inside of You tattoo, because when I was having, I love this song, so I get straight. when I have the dark and twisty thoughts, like, I had, I don't know, it was like a month and a half ago, maybe. I was in here cleaning and just organizing, like I was cleaning out my desk, my dresser, and just like fixing everything, you know, because stuff just gets piled up. And I had on music and I was playing it and I was singing and dancing around, just doing my thing. And then the song that I absolutely love, and it's a love song by Kellen Scott called The Reason. And I sat on my floor and I cried for 20 minutes, like bawling my eyes out. And poor little Mason, he's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just so lonely. Like, he hugged me and everything. He's like, I still love you, BB. I'm like, I know you do, sweetie. And that's not what I'm talking about. Because, you know, he's 7. He didn't know. But just being lonely and wanting a partner. Just, I mean, you know, somebody that's there at the end of the day for you to talk to and lay out your stuff to, and just lay your soul bare and just be that for that person too. And I just bawled for 20 minutes because I do get very lonely sometimes. And I'm working on that. And for me, part of it is like, because I was telling my friend last night, the one who listened to Richard Marx, he's like, you know, he's like, we got to get you out. We got to take you to one of the meetup places or whatever. He's like, because you're an awesome person. You're a beautiful person. There's no reason you should be alone or lonely. And because you deserve love. And I'm like, I'm learning to say thank you when people give me compliments. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate what you're saying, but I don't feel attractive to myself. Like, I'm losing the weight, I'm getting smaller. And I know that's not what's important. I do know that. But there's been so much rejection. Because people like my personality and me as a person, but like, they're just not attracted to me physically, and I get it. And so I've been working on that. I'm gonna cry now thinking about it, but I've been working on it. And I want a partner. And but it's just, I need to be confident in myself, and I need to love myself more. Like, I think I'm a fun person. I think I'm a loving, caring person. I did my Enneagram test, or the love test, whatever you want to call it. It's like your love language test. That's what it is. And for me, my love languages are quality time. Was 1 or 2. It was really far up there. Like, we don't have to spend a lot of time together, but what we do spend together, I like for it to be quality time. Like, no phones, no electronics, just like us being together. Like, let's go for a walk. Let's go on a hike. Let's just, you know, go do that. Go hang out at the beach. Go to a movie or to the theater, because I love the theater. And really be absorbed in that. And then afterwards, talk about it. Like, how is it relevant to what's going on now? Or how did it make you feel? Or whatever. It could be, you know, hey, we're going to just hang at home, have a horror movie marathon, or it could be whatever. But like, you know, just doing that. And just being present and in the moment. My second one was affirmation. What was that? My top 3. So the quality time affirmations. Like, because I tell the kids that I take care of all the time, like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. You look so cute today. Or like, you're so silly. Like the bigger kids, like they're 7, they're learning, you know, they're still working on their reading and their math, and like watching them go through that process. I'm like, and they get like, oh my God, you are so smart, dude. Like you've got this. Like, I love doing that, like giving that to people, but hearing it myself and like absorbing that and like, yes, I am. And thank you. And not just like, oh, no, you know, it's no big deal. Like, just say thank you and accept it. That was a big one for me. And acts of service. It's like, you know, there's gifts we're at the bottom. Like, I love giving gifts. Like, if there's something I know somebody really wants, or maybe something they might need, getting it for them. Like, because it might be something they really love or really want, and I know they're not going to get it for themselves because they feel like, oh, I got to do this, this, and this, or X, Y, and Z, or it's too much money. I don't want to spend that much on myself. Like, I'll get it and give it, like, not expecting anything in return, because I know that they're going to love it and it's going to make them happy. And so, like, I love giving gifts. Like, if I get a gift, like, oh, thank you so much, but I'd rather have the quality time or an act of service or whatever it is. Like, it could be something to make my day easier. Like, for me, like, if it's somebody who I love, and, like, I just want to take care of them, like, oh, you know, yeah, I'll throw a load of clothes in the wash for you, or give them a back massage, or whatever it could be. And that's kind of the same for me. Like, you don't have to buy me anything, but, you know, if you notice that, I don't know, maybe I'm having a really hard day and I don't want to make, like, you make dinner or order dinner or whatever it is. Or, like, you realize I've been super busy and I need to take care of myself. Like, a day at the spa or whatever it could be. Like, anything. Like, it doesn't matter. But just that kind of thing is my love language. Acts of service, like, me to them and them to me. I love this song. If y'all haven't figured out, the playlist that's on is Sunspin, which is Michael's band, the guy who does the Inside of You, just because I work out to them every day. I have both albums on Apple. I bought it. And I work out every day to them. And so it takes about an album and a half for me to get to the full exercise routine. And it's just, their music is so fun. Like, it's nothing... Like, there are songs that'll make me cry. There's songs that'll make me smile. There's songs that make you dance. There's just, like, it's everything, but it's not, like, I don't know how to put it, but, like, it's just, I love them. I love them. I work out to them every day. And there's something about his voice. It brings me comfort. Maybe it's because, like, I'm thinking about the podcast and things. Like, maybe I'm, like, if I'm going to sleep and I wake up and I'm kind of in a mood and I need to go back to sleep, instead of listening to a podcast, because I'll sit there and listen to the whole thing and I won't go back to sleep, I'll put the music on, and just the voice I find soothing, because it makes me, it comforts me, if that makes sense. Like, it gives me great comfort. And so, like, I just put the music on. And I love it. I've got my little guys, my little kids into Sunspin. Because we'll have dance parties. Like, we'll come home. Like, I'll go get them off the bus. We'll come home. And we'll have snack time. And so they're like, let's do music, or let's have a dance party. And we'll start dancing. And I'll start off a song. And then they'll pick another Sunspin song. And we're not picking Baby Shark anymore, which thrills me. But we also do, like, oh man, my little guy loves Mason. He loves Imagine Dragons. I say my little guy, but he's the one I take care of, because I don't have any kiddos. But he loves Believer from Imagine Dragons and Thunder, and it's just I love how music opens their little souls. It's so fun, like, because they won't. Like, Jackson doesn't care. He'll just bust out and dance and sing, and I think that's wonderful. And Lilu will dance and sing, but Mason, he gets a little timid, a little shy, and he's like, who's watching me? And it's kind of bringing him out of his shell. And, like, so that's what Believer does. Like, and he'll just start, and he'll get to going, and he'll start singing. Oh, my gosh, it's so cute. And he closes his eyes, and he just lets it go. And he's starting to do that some with Sunspin, Kicking Off My Shoes. Like, I just love this song. Love the horns. Like, I love everything about it. And he gets going. And I just love how it opens their little souls. And Liam, the little one, 2.5-year-old. Because I love Charlie Puth, and I always sing, I'm only one call away. That song. And we've played it so much, and we'll dance to it. And anytime it comes on, or we play it, he comes up to me, he's like, up. And so he wants me to pick him up, and he'll put his little head on my shoulder, and I'll just dance. Like, we just kind of slow dance, and I sing it to him. And then I'll go, I'm only one. And he'll go, call. And then, you know, oh wait, I'll be there to save the, and he goes, day. And then he'll sing the whole next time, because he loves Superman. Superman, it's so, oh, it's so cute, and I love it. And it just, oh my God, it soothes my soul with these kids and music. The dog's barking, hear me slap my leg. But it just, makes me so happy. And music makes me happy. But yeah, I know, oh my gosh, I'm like talking forever, but it's okay. This is like therapy for me, getting this all out. But yeah, So guys, if you haven't listened to Inside of You, there's like 270 episodes. I'm pretty sure you will find somebody he's interviewed that you are like, oh my gosh, let me listen to them. Like I said, I recommend Zachary Levi, Stephen Amell, because y'all know I'm a big comic book nerd, a superhero nerd, sci-fi fan. Like I'm the big nerd. I mean, I have a full Harry Potter tattoo on my arm. So, by the way, Daniel Radcliffe's having a baby. I saw that last night. So congratulations to Daniel and Aaron. I think that's so cool. Oh, this is my favorite one, Best Days. One of my favorites, I should say. Best days of my life, one around the corner. But Stephen Amell, he was Arrow. He was Green Arrow in the show Arrow, which I love him so much. And he did the second time he comes on the podcast, he actually has a panic attack in the middle because he's grieving. Arrow ended, and he had to say, goodbye to his family that he's been with for 8 years. And he talks about, like, that's 25% of his life was these people in Canada who he loved dearly. And they had finished filming season 8, which was the last season. And he just was kind of numb and depressed. And he was in the middle of the podcast, and they were recording, and he has a panic attack. He's like, no, I just gotta walk, I gotta go home. And Michael offered, like, hey, we can get rid of it, we can scrap it, and, like, nobody needs to know. He's like, no, let me listen to it. He's like, no, I want to keep it in. And he comes back a couple weeks later after he went on vacation with his family after Christmas, and talks about, he's like, I think it could help somebody to hear that. And I just broke down. I'm like, man, you are so brave. You had this panic attack, this anxiety attack, and you had to go. But you come back and you finish it because you think it's going to help somebody else, and you know it's going to help somebody else. And I think that's just so brave. I'm going to cry thinking about it. Like, Stephen Amell is fucking amazing. And what he talks about, and like he talks about how he knows some of the people used to make him, like, he used to make some of the people nuts. And finally the writers would come to him because he were worried about continuity, because he wanted to do justice to the Arrow. And I appreciate that, because I hate continuity errors so much. Like, especially math ones, like, oh, this happened in this year, but it's been this many years, and now it's this year. I'm like, no, baby, you're off by 12 years. Like, that kind of thing, pisses me off. And so, like, I just thank him so much, because again, it's the comic book superhero world that I love so much, and I'm so glad that he did that. He's actually going to be at Denver Comic-Con. I'm debating between Denver Comic-Con and Tidewater Comic-Con, because as of right now, Michael and Tom are not going to be at Denver. I wish they were, because holy shit, that would be fucking amazing. I'm sorry, guys, I'm cussing a lot on this one, but so many people are going to be there that I want to see. In Tidewater Comic-Con, there are going to be people who I want to see, but not as many. But there will be a Smallville Nights, which that's top of my bucket list, to go to a Smallville Nights. Like, obviously they're not going to have their scripts in Braille, because like with Smallville Nights, you go, there's no cameras, no anything, no recording devices are allowed, so people can just be goofy and silly. Because, and Michael talks about, because Tom is a very private person. He doesn't want, like, he wants to be able to be goofy and not worry about, like, people seeing him. And I love that. I think that's amazing that that's a boundary he has for himself, and he said it. But you can go to Smallville Nights, and like Tom dresses up as Clark, and Michael brings a ball cap and he's Lex, and they like do improv scenes, and like you can get up and do them with them, read the scripts. I'm like, oh, that would be so fucking amazing to do that with these guys. Like, I would lose my mind. Y'all might give me some bail money. No, I wouldn't really, but just doing that, and that would be so amazing. Like, I want that experience. And Denver and I could do both, maybe. I could afford both, because the Denver Convention Center is like a 25-minute ride on the light rail for me. I could get there super easily, and it would just cost the ticket to get in, which, that'd be fine. But there's, at this moment, no Tom or Michael, which I wish I would know if they're coming, because the VIP tickets are almost sold out. Like Matt Lideker, oh my God, I can never say his last name. Lideker is going to be here. He was in the first Scream. He was Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies. He was on Michael's podcast. He was amazing. Bonnie Wright's going to be there. She was Ginny Weasley in Harry Potter. John Bernthal, who I loved as Shane on The Walking Dead, because y'all know Walking Dead is one of my top faves. Like Stephen Amell is going to be there, and I would just love to say thank you to him for being so brave to come back and finish this podcast, and just thank him for the continuity stuff, and just thank him for being an awesome person and like doing justice to Arrow. And then who else is going to be there? Christina Ricci, who's the original Wednesday. Not the original, but like in the movies in the 90s, she was Wednesday, and now she is Marilyn on the show Wednesday, which Al Goffin and Miles Miller made and created. And they also did Smallville, so you know, hey, of course I had to love it. Plus Tim Burton was in, like, helped and directed it, and like, I don't know how, but that man's like in my brain and makes stuff come to life, and I just love it. But there's so many people who are gonna be there, and I would just, oh my God, I'd love to see all of them. A lot of like Stranger Things people, a lot of Scream people. Oh man, it would just be so awesome to see all of them. I would love to be able to do both, because Tidewater Comic Con is May 20th and 21st. Like I could fly out on a Friday into Norfolk, go to Virginia Beach, and stay. It's just the flights are ridiculously expensive to get there. So if I can make it happen, I will. I would absolutely love it, because I'd love to meet Tom and Michael, tell them thank you for also saving my life and being a friend when I had none, because Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum played two characters who meant a great deal to me in my life. Clark Kent was my best friend for 10 years, because he had a secret and I had one too, that we couldn't tell anybody because of, you know, circumstances. Like, people look at you like you're a freak, you're not welcome anymore, because, you know, where I grew up, you could not be anything but straight and attracted to people of your same skin tone. And I was bisexual and attracted to whoever. I didn't care your skin color, because I can't see it. I am attracted to the person. And I couldn't tell anybody. And that went from my teen years to my early 20s is when the show was on. And so Clark was who I was, and Lex was who I wanted to be, because Lex was like, you know, people are going to hate me anyway, just because of my name. So, you know, fuck them, and I'm going to be a baller and do what I want to do. And there were many days when, like, she only came on once a week, and back then we didn't have DVR or anything. I mean, we might have, but we didn't have it. No on-demand, no streaming. And I had a VHS tape. I actually recorded a few episodes of Smallville, which, you know, don't tell who is it, the FCC? I'm bad. I don't have it anymore. But on really hard days, I would put it in and I'd watch it and be with my friend for an hour, or two if I needed to watch two. And so meeting those guys, like, people are like, you're obsessed. I'm like, no, it's just, these guys did so much for me. And like in therapy, I've been unpacking it, and I realize why, you know, and I just want to say thank you to them in person. Like, they really saved me when I was younger, and I love them, and I thank them tremendously for it. And I'd love to say thank you to Michael for his podcast, because it's done so much for my mental health. Try and make yourself look like an animal. This is one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I get distracted. But that's just the power of the music. And I, you know, I just love the guys. So anyway, oh my God, this video is going to be like 12 hours long. I'm sorry. And I'm crying. I need a tissue. Come here. I knocked them all off my table. Oh well. But yeah. Whew, okay. I think that was everything I was going to update to tell you guys. I promise I will show pictures and I'm going to do some video of getting my tattoo, because I know it's going to hurt like a bitch. Because, like, getting my turtle done and getting Harry done, like, on the wrist really hurts. I'm going to get it done right here. And so it's, like, closer to the top of my hand. And it's going to hurt like a birch. But I'm going to post pictures and everything and videos and show you guys. So, anyway, come in, Peanut. I hear my little Peanut coming in to tell me goodnight. So, I will say goodbye for now.